Morning, fellow zombies. 5:52 in the morning, West Coast time for Sunday, the 4th of August, 2024. I'm barely alive and barely awake. We were John City, Roseman, California. Brrr. Yeah. I have not been keeping track of the Olympics as much as everybody else should. A long time ago, Olympics was the most important thing every time 4 years comes around, and Summer Olympics would be the one to watch all the games, and then Wintertime Olympics would be the ones watching all the fun stuff happening. Well, I also discovered Orsoff that there are corporate sponsors that people want to collect pins from because they are so much of collections. Not even funny. We collect these things because we like the pretty pieces of metal decorated to where we're looking and feeling part of something special. That'll drive me nuts. Yeah, that'll drive me nuts in the whole situation there. I've seen it. I've been through corporate stuff like that. Backup discs. I went through a company once, and they were much into the Olympics. Just couldn't find the right vendor on the premise to get the necessary stuff. Didn't they have actually an open shop? Kind of depressed the crap out of me. But decades later, as I'm away from the place, about 20, 25 years away from it, and I discovered that there were old pins that someone was selling, the old corporate pins. Managed to snag up one of the last ones, I think, according to the advertisement. Yeah, flip that around, shall we? Sorry. 2000. 2000. The Olympics. Back then, I really was going crazy over the Olympics. Well, when you have family and you make it into a family thing. Certain sports that you would watch with them, and other sports you'd watch not with them. But this was cool, watching all this stuff. Winners come in and, hang on, coffee bell rings. Sorry about that. Coffee awaits for no man. Getting back to the Olympics. I know I could be talking about the politics like everybody else and try to tell you that I'm a Kamala Harris supporter. Yes, I am. She's Democrat. I'm Democrat. She's Californian. I'm Californian. And I've seen her meteoric rise into the position she's at right now. And she's done well. She's kicked ass on that one. And comparing her with the old gas bag company holder who keeps screwing up his damn companies left and right. Some of the product lines he keeps going for in casinos, gas bags screwed this up, and we'd hear about it on the news, but he still tried to keep his public maintaining smile there. Says, I'm Trump. Yeah, we hear you. But I'm Trump. It's like he's trying to tell me that he's got the biggest ego around and we should worship his ego. Enough of the politics. But Olympics. My family used to watch the Summer Olympics, but we also watched more of the Winter Olympics, and that would have been the one to watch. I mean, yes, watching gymnastics. Okay, we watched gymnastics. We watched the water polo. We watched the relays, the diving, and not much in the shooting, not much in the archery or the cycling. I'd watched it from time to time. But the opening and closing ceremonies, oh yeah, we'd watch them. We'd watch them on the news in different countries until we actually had them coming out here to Los Angeles. We didn't have the tickets or the money to go out. We didn't. And by the time they started, well, it's almost coming close to school time anyway. But we should have. But we didn't have the money to invest. So we watched it like every other Angelino out there. We watched it on television. ABC, Wide World of Sports Channel. I don't know. Was Howard Cosell doing part of the narration? I can tell you one thing. The music of the Olympics is generationals old. I mean, John Williams, his composer, comes to comes out of the blue back in the early to mid '70s with his Jaws theme and just hits everybody with his musical style throughout the ages. You could not mistake this guy's orchestrations. You couldn't. So when he started writing stuff for NBC News, he started writing stuff for the 1984 Olympics, called it Champions. It was the theme for Olympics. Been used on. So one thing, watching LA getting overwhelmed with Olympic visitors. Now we're going to be going for it again, hopefully in, what is it, 26? No, 28. 28. That'll be something to see. I won't have any tickets for the damn thing. I don't have a Visa card. But if I did have a Visa card, well, I think they still take MasterCard. So, but for me, seeing the Olympics that close in my own town, my own state, yeah, that'd be something worth it. Only then we could match with everybody else. Unfortunately, I don't know what the hell they're going to be planning for LA. Maybe they're still planning on the ceremonies, but it'd be nice to see it. As for the rest of the venues, let's just hope we got them cleaned up enough. As I said before, back then when I actually had family with me, we'd watch the Olympics, but mostly we'd watch the Winter Olympics. We never had Winter Olympics because we never had the snow situation out here in California. It'd be a rare thing that we actually would have snow all across the Southland. If the weather system was that totally screwed up, giving us a cold snap instead of the climate we've got right now, maybe we would have. That's why we're going to be seeing are probably Salt Lake City, and they'd have the venues out there. And that would be something to say during the wintertime. Because that to me would be worth more than seeing the other stuff. Only if the snow would hold enough and we hadn't screwed up the climate that we can actually enjoy the Winter Olympics. The downhills, the skiing. I'm not a skier, but I appreciate it. The luge, the bobsled. Ma would love figure skating. Formless, priceless. I mean, she'd just drool over it. She'd drool over the ladies and their technique and the costumes. She'd drool over the guys because they were so cute. I think I talked about this once before. I'm not quite sure. But when they retired from the Olympics and they got bought up by Disney on Ice, you would see these competitors who would probably turn commentators, but they would also turn uh, into entertainment. And we would see them perform shows. We caught one show one time back in the 90s. Ma was just so enthralled with it. She saw them on television and made her day watching it in person with her boys. Family outings. You gotta love them. You gotta miss them. I do. I do. It was one thing watching this little girl called Nadia Comaneci growing up to be a trainer herself for the gymnastics. Mary Lou Retton becoming a commentator for a while. Seeing some of these Olympic stars, once they reach the medal, corporates will pick them up, at least for gold, because they've got gold. Screw second or third base, they got gold, so they're going to be getting out there already. Olympics turns people into has-beens fast, but also turns them into champions real fast. Depending on strength, skill, stamina, willpower, and a bit of a miracle. I don't know. This year, I watched the opening ceremonies, but I couldn't get into the games as much. A few of them, yeah, we've already medaled out. The second half, we're talking about track and field. Not quite. You know, as a kid, a teenager growing up into the computer game world, teenagers just enthralled with the lights and sounds coming from a box of gizmos, wiring, loudspeakers, and a television screen with images being programmed by microchips. Flashing these things, and you have these apparatuses to use, slapping buttons down, rolling balls like crazy, damn near yanking out the damn trigger controls that you're using, all to get your entertainment fix. One of them was dealing with the Olympic situation. You ever heard of a game called Track and Field? If you're an old gamer, you heard about it. You played it too many damn times, and you probably got the calluses on your hands for that one during those days. I don't know if you got the calluses worn off or not. Sometimes you probably get the skin caught between the ball and the platform that you're rolling it. You know, trying to kill at that time, trying to get a character to run fast, 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 fast. And you notice it wasn't running any faster. They only run to a top speed at this point over here, or depending on the angle that you try to get it right. 2 or 3 times you get it, and if you lost it, well, pop in another quarter or two. And then you hear the track and field announcer. When you lose, you see the character going, well, even in real life, it's like that. Shake it up because you're an athlete. You're going to be coming back, and you swear you're going to qualify next time. You're going to train harder, faster, even as you're getting older and slower. It becomes more and more of an energy. But it surprises me that I would see it, not just 20 years, almost 30-year-olds, 40 or 50-year-olds trying to qualify and also win. That's determination right there. That's a lifelong goal and dream. That's trying to live in immortality right there. As long as there's human memory, as long as there's records, your name's in there. But if not, well, I had to find something else for that one. But for some of us medal collectors out there, oh yeah, it's not just watching and feeling the athletes struggle. It's how much metal you can throw on your damn body, or actually not on the body, but on the clothing, on the hats, on the vests, and anything else. We must have our pen collection. You know how many thousands of dollars they make on these damn things? Millions of dollars making on limited editions of these pens? And yet we are attracted and suckered into it. I know, because I was. Well, still am anyway. Fanboy of them. There had been many times I had collected a lot of pins just to show them off and build up a damn ego. And if I was at a New Year's parade If I was with my family going back over to Pasadena right after the parade, or maybe the day after, search out the pin collectors and find that perfect pin to collect. Same thing like going over to online, actually in-person vendors when you're looking for that certain pin of Olympic quality. Maybe a corporate letterhead that you like to watch. Or maybe there were products that you were trying to purchase just to get that one perfect pin. How many, how much fast food did you consume just to get a couple of pieces of pin concerning about the World Cup when it came down for the uh, when it came down for soccer and you saw United States or you saw another country and you had to have it, you had to have it. Same thing with the pin collecting. You find the one thing you got. Yeah, build the ego that way. Chase it. Want it. It's an addiction. Must have it. Must build upon my identity. Drawing back to politics, this is what I see sometimes. It's not trying to be altruistic and helping people out left and right because you actually honestly care about them. No, it's the image. It's the image. Well, I was trying to make a point about concerning about pin collecting. You throw a bunch of pins on there and you want to get the attention like crazy. You want people to go, so you can go. All about the attention, all about the ego, all about feeding the damn monster on this one. The reason why I don't worship the Trump, one of them, it's those who had gotten to that point where they wanted. Actually, let me rephrase and redraft that one there. Low lifes, cast outs that feel like everybody else is dumped on their ass and they need something unifying them like crazy. Wear a red hat, says MAGA on it. And you feel like you're part of a larger group, a larger world. And you'll get respect and you'll get this and you'll get that because you wear the red hat because everyone else is doing it because. And I found out doing that damn thing, it's like going to a Star Trek convention all the damn time, but you come outside, nobody gives a shit. As long as you're in that little world, being a fanboy, everything else makes sense. But you get out into the real world. The real world don't care about a damn red hat. They care about their own sovereign territories or what they're going to be getting out of it and what we have to do for mutual aid for each other. Up to a certain point, where it's not going to break our bank or break our ass or our own damn egos and our own damn statuses. We have our own egos and prides to deal with. Much like we try to build a false pride and false egos concerning about collecting materials, including pins, we're also collecting ideas and people along the way, so make us feel better and more important. Because individually, we feel like we're worthless pieces of shit. Put it bluntly. Someone didn't want to exactly put it bluntly because political correctness. I'm not looking for corporate sponsorship, so I'm saying on that one. But what I am saying, I've fed my ego too damn much a long time ago. Being a pen collector, trying to feed my own damn pride and ego going on head games I played. Outside, it looked like it's just a basic jerk or geek. I had elitism going through the head. I still do. But there's a difference. I would read some things. I mean, I'd be voracious on news articles, trying to see what the hell's going on in the rest of the world. Politics. My mother made me that way. She wanted me to be open-minded about a lot of things. And other things I'd close my head and mind on because I couldn't understand what the hell they were talking about. So I said, screw it. Move on. I'm not going to join up in someone else's madness or insanity. I can enjoy music to a point, but after that, if I can't understand it, I'm not dealing with it. If I'm going to hear someone else's political viewpoints of what they think the world should be, that's their own viewpoints. How it's going to be worked out collectively is a different story altogether. And They get bitchy and gripey about it because it's not their way. Well, excuse me, but the world doesn't work that way. It doesn't. We got egos running like crazy and individuals and collectively. And you think yours going to be the top dog? Give me a break. Here we go again with a top dog and try to fight and claw until you get up to the top. And then you find out everybody else is coming after your ass. That's your ego, dude. That's your ego. And yeah, we're the lowest persons on the food chain over here. Some of us are not exactly hip on a lot of things. I know I'm not. But I don't go in for people trying to tell me that I am going to follow them because they say so. Not unless you're a legal authority, legally recognized, and power of consent was already turned over to you. Because if not, just because somebody wears a red maggot hat and thinks they're going to be this way, they want the world their way. And I'm thinking to myself, the world as it is, you deal with it. Can't deal with it, that's how it is. But you're an elitism. Yeah, well, guess what, boys and girls? I wasn't born with a silver spoon up my ass, in my mouth, in my ears, or anything else like that. I wasn't born with money. Yeah, I was born into poverty. I was born to a woman who was working her ass off left and right trying to support two boys in her life. And then trying to support two boys. One of them turned into the Navy. But an elderly aunt who was slowly dying, we didn't even realize it. And a grandmother was about to suffer the last several years of her life in bed as she had a stroke. Mother who's been working her ass off in different jobs left and right, now on a state payroll to take care of the family and has to collect food stamps. Have the kids forced to be put on food stamps. But one of them will be going out there earning money to help pay for things that we needed. Going to the military because that was a dream and I was not going to forestall this brother of mine. Me, on the other hand, get stuck in the food stamps. Oh, that's other times for that one. I think I'll save that one for part 2.